Hello, and welcome to DooM WAD Travelogue. I'm Nick, as usual. Before we get into today's show, I do want to say this is my last chance for me to tell you. This weekend, November 7th and 8th, I am doing Extra Life marathon stream for charity. Noon to midnight, 2 days back to back. Should be a lot of fun. I have a whole schedule of games you can find below on the About if you're watching on Twitch, or there's a link to that even on the YouTube page if you look below. I have audience participation. Come by Saturday night, and there will be some Rocket League and some Jackbox. And if you're around and if you're nice, then you get to come in and play with us, and we'll have a good time together. And the whole point of the whole thing is that it is for charity. It is for Extra Life. It is for Miracle Network Children's Hospitals. Taking more notes. Right. Promo script. Charity. Anyway. That's going to be this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both. Come by, watch this space on Twitch at pretty much any time to be a part of that. Should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And then I'm going to sleep for a week. That being said, that's in our future. Today, we are playing more DooM. I know this feels like the first time in a while I have not played Teardown on a stream, and that game has been out for barely a week, I think. So I've been busy in that sense. Everything's still bouncing. Good. I've been having weird driver issues lately. You know how it goes. It's a computer, so you have weird driver issues. This is DooM WAD Travelogue. So this is a show where we say just because it's not a great idea to be going out right now, that doesn't mean that we can't explore new and interesting places. We're just doing that in the form of community-built DooM WADs. Today, I have picked one that is not necessarily like one from my own history, but one that is related to some of my own history. Real Aliku Studios fans, old school fans, people who have heard Aliku who aren't just me, have been around long enough will know back when we had a freeware game review podcast, we covered a game called EG, and it is still one of as far as the games go, it's still one of my favorite games that we covered there. That game was by one Daniel Remar, who I'm not super sure what else. Like, he's done a bunch of other games. I haven't heard. I haven't kept too close of a track. But the other day, sort of out of nowhere, he was like, "Hey, I've updated the webpage on my site where I keep all of the DooM WADs that I made in 2003, but I've touched up a bunch of those WADs and released the updated versions now in 2020. And I thought, hey, that sounds perfect. That's like weirdly old school, yet now touched up after years of experience and thinking about things and making some revisions. And the other idea being, like, we've been playing some of the wackier stuff, and I still have wacky stuff lined up, but this should be... Honestly, I really don't know what to expect, but I expect somebody who is... It's something from somebody who's not too deep in it, so these aren't going to be the crazy, elaborate, pushing the boundaries of what DooM can do. I think what I'm expecting is more of a little more down-to-earth, but somebody who is just sort of dinking around, and sometimes I like a good dink around map. All the maps that I make are me just dinking around, so I think it'll, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like DooM, I think it'll still feel familiar and comfortable just because it comes from a place I can understand, So all of that being said, after, I don't know, however long of me just talking about this, let's jump in and see, and there's the noise. And is there anything I'm missing yet? I don't know. Is it too late to find out? I don't know. Right, and those of you who are joining us for the first time, not necessarily a rule on this show, but a principle is we're here for the exploration, not for the challenge. So we play on the easiest, and if things get particularly stubborn, we'll do God mode or no clip or whatever it takes to see more of the level. Okay, so this is City War. I was not expecting the map here. All right, so we're there. Grunts, Hell Knights, Mancubus. So can I just read from the site, Daniel's base? City Wars. You are a single elite soldier, the only survivor after a failed attack on a city occupied by demons. You have noticed that the monsters have split into 3 gangs, the Grunts, the Hell Knights, and the Mancubus. Each gang controls one part of the city, and they each have distinct headquarters. Your only hope of completing your mission is to eliminate each gang in turn and proceed to the next with a key card found deep within the headquarters. After all 3 gangs are eradicated, you must find and assassinate the hellish monster mastermind of the city. So, this is one of our when we talk about this is a big what do you call it? This is going to be a map that very much on its own is building a story curve, a power curve, whatever. This is a sort of a winding map. And another decision that's like, no, actually, you just start this game with, you start this map with the shotgun. That's fine. That's where it's at. See, I love this. We've seen a lot of maps where people are very particular about like using textures and different version of texture to create gradients and all of that. But when you're somebody who's just dinking around making maps, you cut off the middle of lights. I've been trying to focus on fixing that, but let me tell you, it's hard actually. And it's like I feel like it should go here. I could move it over, you know, the 8 units or whatever to make that line up, but this is just where we are, and this is where it is. Doesn't look bad. It's fine, but it's just what it is. These stark corners, I love it. It's not fancy, but it feels comfortable. This is a map where I feel like I'm not punching above my weight. I feel like I will understand everything going on here. I do like that feeling. So we're there. I guess we run straight forward. Bye. Okay, and we are up. We definitely got a city. We have roads. We have sidewalks. Got discrete buildings. So okay, I guess that is gonna. This is a map of the roads. All right, so this shouldn't be too bad. The description makes it sound like this is a big winding map. I don't actually know. But I do have some of his other maps lined up if this doesn't take long enough to feel like a full show. Granted, after doing 6 hours of streaming yesterday and 24 hours of streaming coming up only a few days from now, I wouldn't really mind having a short show, but, you know, we're here to have a good time, so whatever it takes to have a good time. I am afraid to leave this room. Stay home. All right, let's go. Hi. They gave me the shotgun, but these guys drop. Ooh. Okay, so these aren't even like long and winding streets necessarily. Right now I am more, there we go. Like this, with these enemies, I am more flush on bullets, so let's use bullets. Somebody heard that. How are we gonna get to that switch? Oh, okay. Okay. Easy secrets. I like an easy secret. Oh, hello. And apparently we're flush on shotgun shells already, so I can start using those. But now I do have the Berserk in case I want to play extra conservative. Okay, they're up there. Chain gun. Oh, hello. You. And you. Ooh, you. Did you just walk out of something? Alright. Whoop. Okay. And like we could talk about how the rest of these buildings are pretty plain. I mean, honestly, the turret windows up there even feel, I'm not going to say they feel out of place, but I am going to say they feel like the most complex thing we've seen on this street. But I do like the feeling of this little alleyway. We got rooms that are opening. Oh, are we going to go delve into something bigger in here? Ooh. Get exploded. All right, these are fine. These are fine. That's a super shotgun and a red. Okay. All right. Let's see what this has in store. Putting the enemy right next to the barrel, but directly in front of you is a dangerous game to make us play. Alright, backpack. This. Oh, okay. Up here, just to leap. See, there were a lot of maps in Doom 2 that relied on a sort of leaping, gap bridging navigation like that. Most of them feel pretty bad. This one, I think, even doesn't feel super great. Gravity is a weird concept in Doom, just like it's never quite what you think it's going to be. It's like feels like you're always trial and erroring when it comes to like leaps like that. But with this one, at least, by putting it that high up, by putting the lights for like the launch pad, whatever you want to call that, at least they're making it clear that no, the intent is you're supposed to just run and jump this, and the height specifically, it's just like, hey, this is the best I can tell you about making it easy about, you know, making you feel like you're going to be able to traverse this, you know. All right, so that's the green section already. So I guess we want to wrap around, take the first left and then left again, and head towards Hell Knights. Don't even need that right now. Ooh, hello. I got the super shoddy. Okay. Oh. So they were windows, but they were like real. There's a real apartment up in here. See, very well communicated secret wall. I like the big highlighted door, the blinking room. Oh, so if we had been over there, we would have seen this glowing and have to ask, how do we get there? But that door was very well telegraphed. I don't know. I like, and this isn't just Doom, but I like levels where like a tiny apartment is sort of sneaked in to the design. It's just like, no, this is just kind of frivolous. This is just kind of, there's nothing functional you need to go here for, but hey, check out this apartment. I don't know whether it like makes sense as a functional apartment or not. I should play some, golly, what was that game called? Oh, why can't I remember the name of that game? It's another game we covered on the podcast. So it's definitely like of that era. But it's a game I think about a lot with Doom. So using the established Doom visual iconography of like, this is a decorative door only. This is an implied door just so things make sense with included implications. Oh, all right, Mancubus is there. Okay, so another zone, another chain gun. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Yep, nope. I ran into trouble. Actually, no, I want this right now. Okay. And then I will hello to you. Ah, it's fine. There's health everywhere. We're playing on easy. All right. Playing with height, not doing anything particularly elaborate. Oof, that's a... See, that's the kind of thing that I look out for, because that's... Everything is very simple here, you know? And that's fine. That's a flat wall. It plays as a wall. I would make it thick just because my brain won't let me but make it thick. Oh, you're another big guy out there. But I see that, and that's the same as the last one. All right. Well, secrets on secrets. Okay, okay. Man, should I go back and look for a secret door in the other secret? There's this. Now I'm invisible. You know, I feel like, you see how it's slightly angled? I wonder if that angle is actually the bit that makes the texture stand out. I can't think of any other reason to make that angled. Where was the last one then? Because the last one was... No, this one. Any secret walls in here? This? No? Okay, fine. Alright, we're going in through here. This is the other side of the green zone. This is Hell Knights. Done that. We have this key, but what is this? Hi, y'all. Thanks. And this is going to lead us out down here. Okay. Just a cute alley. I do like the alley. See, and this is the thing. This is why I like to look at even, you know, what's... I don't wish to be mean, so I'm trying to find a nice way to say it. But like less elaborate maps, you know, simpler maps, maybe more rudimentary maps, is because like we can look at really well, like technically crafted, and people who are doing a lot of heavy lifting with scripting or textures or anything like that. But the thing is like you can get a lot of character into your map just through pathing, just through, you know, the shape of rooms, just in the views that you give on different rooms, you know? And just the way that space is divided up. So like having this little alleyway here is a nice, you know, it is an optional tight section that leads out over here. It gives you options about how you navigate the space. It's theoretically totally unnecessary, but it's there, and it gives a feeling, and it feels like an alley. It makes it... Even something like this, honestly, I can't tell you what this is supposed to like represent or anything, but it gives a feeling. It gives an overlook to this room. It is something functional, and it is very simply built. Like if I was doing this, I would be more complex. I would put the elevator behind a secret wall in the tiny alley, but that would be if I thought to put the tiny alley in the first place. You know, it's even on the most basic sense of how a level is constructed, there is a lot of flavor present, just that is sort of differs from author to author, you know? And I'm amused to see it on just that level, and it's actually kind of refreshing to have a level that is not so like a level that isn't going, completely hog wild on all of those like top tier considerations and technical, I don't want to call it show off, but like, but just like give me something basic, give me something very low frills, you know what I'm saying? Because when something is low frills, all of these smaller, I can jump. Am I supposed to jump? I can jump. No, we're supposed to come down from up there. Okay, interesting. Oh, we'll be up there. Okay. Right here. Give me something low frills, and you can see these more basic elements. They shine brighter because nothing else gets in the way. What I think about a lot is in art, in illustration, in drawing. Right. You can be the kind of artist who draws every individual frill and ruffle on like a Lolita style dress, right? And it's very, very detailed, very impressive, very all of that. And I am impressed by that. I can appreciate that. But then I also look at the kind of drawings where they draw the entire human body with like 4 brush strokes. And it's in the sense of like, if you work with the thickness of those strokes and the very specific shape of those strokes, it's just like, oh, you managed to capture a lot with very little. And it is like the exact opposite, approach, but it still shows a level of like masterfulness and a level of, like appreciation and approach, and you can see like the flavor in it, and you can see that like, oh, they're still like sort of hyper focused, but on this other part of it, on this different level of it that is still so impressive. And it's this weird thing, because like somebody who puts in the work has made something impressive. Somebody who has done very little work yet managed to capture somebody who has achieved that level of like almost efficiency to capture something while putting in, so relatively little work is also just like, it's so impressive. And I think to me I find that a little more impressive. Or I don't know if more impressive, or that's just what I lean towards. That is sort of the one that, I guess personally I'm impressed more by that. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But that's not to downplay the other one. It's just like, see, and he's using that same button for shoot targets, and it keeps opening the decorative doors. Did I get a key from up here already yet? No, so there's the key. And here's a reset, anything you might have missed, and there's your key. All right, and basically giving checkpoints. It's like, hey, this is a good time to quick save. I like the sort of minimal, simple style more because of that same thing, because it's like you can impress me by overwhelming me to the point where I can't even tell. Like, it's the and I hate to say it, but it's a line that I read in an intro to a Dilbert book, but it's like part of how being impressive works is not being able to understand it. If you were talking to Einstein, he got struck by lightning and instantly became 6 times smarter, you wouldn't be able to tell because he's already above your head. And it's like, once it's above your head and you're impressed by it, it doesn't matter by how much, right? Where was I going with that? And so when you talk about the like detail oriented impressiveness, like I feel like that's the sort of like, it's overwhelming you. Like you could probably understand every little piece, but the sort of effort to put all of those pieces is impressive because like you glaze over and it's just more than you can like sort of comprehend, and that's one way of getting there. But that's why to me it is more impressive, and I favor the ones that are impressive while being simple, while being clever. It's just saying like, oh, you've shown me a thing that like I feel overwhelmed by it, even though observing it, it's simple, right? It's like it's over my head. It is over my head when really it seems like it shouldn't be. Those are the ones that really impress me. Like, because to me, those always feel more like oh, you understand something that I don't. Like, you have made a simple thing, and I do not understand how you got there. I would not be able to make the same simple but impressive thing. Whereas the sort of detailed-oriented ones is like, oh, you've made something impressive, but it's like the brute force version of impressive. Like, oh, you put in the work. You just tired yourself out to make something that tires me out to look at, you know? Oh, I wonder if this is supposed to be the very immediate, hey, it's right here. Learn this pattern. Wow, yeah, no, honestly, huh. There's been a door that I didn't open though. Right? This door here. So is there a button nearby that I'm just missing? Yes. Okay. Ugh. How do you want me to hit that? Is that not it? Do you want me to hit it from a different angle? Is it not that one? Do I need to be... Is that is it secrets on secrets on secrets? And again, I'm really not trying to downplay, because once it... Right, yes, because they telegraphed that was a secret door. Secret door. And it's the wrong button. I just couldn't see it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I love layered secrets. I love layered secrets. I love that. That's good. I like that. And the pattern was there, individual communication, and I knew something without really knowing it. It made it clear enough times that then when it didn't make it clear, I was still on board, and it left me with a mystery. I love that. I was... Impressiveness. Oh, how am I going to get back out of here once I jump in? I feel like... Will I be able to get over here? No, because Mancubus was there, so... I'm guessing I'll... be grabbing it. I'll jump in here and then end up going to the right here, and that'll be it. But I guess that's why I'm more impressed by things on simpler levels, you know? Because I feel like that is the harder way to be impressive, because like, yeah, you know, again, I may be saying brute forcing, and that may sound like a dirty word, but like, I do kind of mean it like a dirty word, and I feel bad about that. But like, you can impress me by putting in all the work, and that is impressive. Or if you impress me with something simple, it's like, wow, where are all these guys coming from? Or like anyone could put into work to impress you by just putting in the effort. Like that's kind of all that's required, is putting in the effort. But oh, timed, I guess. But like to make something simple that is impressive. It's just like, oh, you have learned something. You understand. You have an understanding that is above my level of understanding. Not just you have taken the understandings we share and just elaborated on them. You know, like at a core level, there's something different there, and that's what I'm using more impressed at. I would like to say that's what I strive for, but like I'm kind of a big dumbo. Like I get that. And when I get, you know, a simple tool, I'm like, okay, now let me be impressive with this by just using it the hard way or something like that, right? I know that I am in the, when I look at the stuff that I make, I'm usually in the unimpressive side of it, right? But you know, I try to hold myself to the same sort of standards of saying like, okay, it's okay to be short. It's okay to say your gimmick and get out. It's like, oh, you have an idea, you think it's pretty good, cool, polish it, yeah, you know, improve through trimming, improve through clarifying, improve through, hey, here's just my idea, I'm just gonna give it the best that I can give it, and that's a hole into hell, and we're going. Okay, good. It's cool. I got this big gun. Okay. And it's not these. It's. I guess that's kind of what I'm going with. I'm just not interested in. That's sort of where my flavor comes from, right? I guess then, right? Because like, I'm not interested in the, you know, look at how much I've done. Aren't you impressed yet? Like, that is not what I strive for. So I create all these little things that are just like here's a little idea, here's a little whatever. I had an idea. If it strikes you, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. It was unique to me. Let me just show that off. And you know, I think a lot of times that puts me pretty middle of the road because I don't get that's the thing. I don't get a lot of like little ideas that are impressive on their own. I don't know how to do research, so I feel like the impressive thing is that my whole life I have like I've just redoubled work. Like anybody who has read, you know, the works of others, anybody standing on the shoulders of giants, like they're just like, yeah, no, you just told me something that is something that we've known for a while because somebody figured it out a long time ago. And I'm like, yeah, but I had no idea about them and I pretty much just figured it out on my own. Shouldn't that be like, I don't know. I would like to think that's impressive, but it's not impressive to people. I got a lot of fans in the like mom category. It's just like, oh, isn't he impressive? My mom and my mom's friends think I'm impressive. And like, hey, somebody's out there, right? I wonder if I impress myself times. Doesn't feel like it, or if it does happen, it's rare and not like that huge, but like, I guess it happens from time to time. That's a nice one when you can impress yourself because that's confidence building, right? Because if the whole idea of if sort of like the mechanism of being impressed is you see something and you go, that is out of my scope of being able to understand, but it's something you made, that's like, oh, I'm cooler than I thought I was, right? That is sort of the end feeling of that. It's just like wow, I did that no, wait, but it's like unknowingly putting something extra in something that you added, something that you don't even know how you added it. That's how you impress yourself, I guess. I'm gonna guess this is the end of this. Oh, we're gonna drop in and we're gonna, okay, is he just in here or is this gonna be it? Oh, it's even marked on the map, 1 2 3. I imagine we're going to teleport as soon as we step in there, right? So let me just get this ready. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, he takes more than one? And there's our big lowering timer. Oh. Hi? Okay. Oh, that was what? That was barely an hour? That was half an hour. Okay. Including all my time talking. Good news, like I said, I pulled other maps. So let me go to this camera view and I can move some things around. Or yeah, like so to go back to the art example, right? Of the like frills versus simple bold lines, like you can't do the bold line version without understanding things about like line weight and texture and proportioned, and you need to have all of those things nailed, even though in the end you've drawn 4 lines, right? I want to look at, next one I want to do is this one, which I will put in here. Oh, excuse me, I'm burpy. And then I'll save that. And I will come to this folder and we're going to do this one and we'll bring it up. Ah, you hear that? So now when we come back, we're now going to look at Assault. If I can read. Based on Team 17's oldie, Tower Assault, this level has you storming a heavily guarded tower. It's quite small and simple in geometry, and ammo is pretty tight on the higher difficulties. That's the whole description. That's there's a maybe we'll get through a handful of these. So like I said, I think we started with the longest one. So oh boy, but I'm here to check these out. I'm interested to see what people have done. I was trying to change to my other weapons, even though we're not there yet. We've restarted, I have to remember. Isn't Team 17 the Worms people? I like this. I like the look of this. A big imposing tower, very... everything square, very industrial, very office modern. I love all the gray. I love just the look of this bridge. Yeah, no, you're shooting at me. I get it. All right. All right, red, yellow. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, fellows. Ho, ho, ho. Ooh, ooh. Getting the hits on me. Where'd they go? Hello. Boy, and a lot of zones cut off by keys. Okay. I'm already lost. I'm already lost? And there's also something about a maze-like hallways of an office building complex that, like, feels very N64, maybe? Alright, what's in here? Oh, outside. So what's out here, I guess, is the question. Is that a... I wonder if we'll go over there. Hey, here's some stuff. First thing I don't have. But see, this is very much like what I mean. Like, look at the use of space here. Everything is so square. Everything is so plain textured, but these spaces feel interesting. They feel. See, like I would shave that corner maybe, but like just for ease of movement. But the idea of having this like pier out here, like what office building has a pier? That's novel. All right, you know. Man, that is such a fine line to draw. If we can talk about that for a second, the idea of the split between novel and confusing, that is what makes comedy hard. That is what makes, you know, experimental film so hard, because it's just like here's the thing I've never seen before. But that could be confusing on its own. Like when you're making something new and novel, you do need to be sure that you're making it has elements that are familiar enough that it's just like, oh, I've never seen this before, but I already have a mental way to approach it. If you don't have if it's not close enough to anything in your mind that you've seen before and you don't have a mental way to approach it, that's when it is just like overwhelmingly confusing and will actually push people off. So it's like, hey, I know you're trying to be novel. I know you're trying to be cool and do something that nobody's ever seen before. But whoa, that was an elevator, not a door. Okay. Ooh. Is that computer bleeding? That's ominous. What is that about? I don't know what that's about. I love it. It's so ominous. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to go over there eventually. This one seems fine. And then we have broken elevator. Okay. Ooh, creepy. The one guy. Oh, it's from him bleeding. Wow, that's really cool. I actually really like that. That's like simple. Huh. Now we're over here. Okay. I'm still lost. This is still very labyrinthine. What was I saying? Yeah, so that's like the no, I don't like that noise. The sound of that boy. But so like that's still such a weird line to draw, right? Ugh. Right? Of saying like, okay, so you need to be different to be novel, to stand out, to be memorable. But you can't be too novel or you'll just be confusing and you'll get written off as just like, I didn't know what it was, right? Like okay. I'm one of those stubborn people with the take that, you know, walking simulators aren't actually games because you need like challenges and end states or, you know, variant play states depending on whatever. And like I don't think that makes them bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with being like interactive narratives or just like walkthrough narratives. I think those are fine. I think they are another style of medium that is closer to like a movie or a written book than something like a game is. I think it is more on that side than it is to a game. I don't think it's bad. I think having a new medium is great. I think they're very immersive. I actually love things like that, right? Because they have tools available to them that just, you know, a movie doesn't in that sense. But I am of the opinion that they're not games. But that's part of what. But at the same time, I've given up complaining and trying to, you know, complain that they're not games because I think they are cool. I think they are useful. I think they are a evolution of like storytelling and an evolution of working in mediums. And if, you know, people saw them and said, when it was novel, when it was first happening, and people saw it and said, "Oh, this is a game because it's plays like a first-person shooter just without shooting, or you know, beating it. You just get through it." Like But people saw that and said they had a mental foothold for what it is. Like, oh, it's a game. It's like a Doom, but without shooting, right? So the without shooting was the novel part, and the it's like Doom, if that's the way that they were able to, have that foothold, so they weren't just completely confused by it, that's fine. Like that's the thing about it. It's like really when you look at it, it is like this whole other novel kind of confusing thing, because it is so in between, not rigidly defined into our existing structures, that whichever way you need to like shove it to make it novel instead of confusing, that's fine, because it should exist, and pedants like me won't be happy until, people just accept that like interactive narratives are a completely separate thing. Stop calling them games. But like, if they got to be games for now, fine. If that's what you need to do to get a grip on it, fine. Hey, now we've got red. So now we go open all those red doors. Cool. And when I say all those red doors, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I want to check this one first. It seems to be the most closed off, which means probably the most optional. And considered a secret, it's so optional, I guess. Okay. I didn't need anything in there. Cool. All right, let's go up here. Or is this going to be... That's going to be the way we go out, which I guess is going to be behind either that yellow or that blue. So this is just going to be something else. Another place to get plasma, even though I don't actually have the rocket launcher yet. Okay. That was something else. So okay. I could talk about if I were to like reimagine this, I would do maybe the same thing, but instead of putting some of these like, but you would need to refresh this hallway, because this idea of like the linear zones are locked off until you get the key card, and that's your progression, and there's backtracking, but you need to refresh the zone while you're backtracking through it. This doesn't necessarily seem to have that, but also the zone is so condensed in the first place that like you're not backtracking that far. It's not long enough for you to be bored before you get to the next new thing you're backtracking to, Where's the yellow? Oh hey, it's another you. Ow, stop. That dude was actually doing some damage. All right, super shoddy, yellow, cool. And then we go this way, which will get us right back to the hallway. Okay. Okay, so you tell me these two aren't going to... Either we get the blue card in this room or they're not connected. They're not connected. This is... extra storage rooms. Okay. What was I saying? Like, definitions... The novelty. Yeah, it's a really hard line to tread, That's... I don't quite know what else to say about it. It's like, yeah, no, you got to be novel to be interesting, but as soon as you're confusing, you've owned it. It's playing a game of chicken, Okay. Stop it. I'm trying to get through. Okay. Bigger round. We go here. And then this one is another room like this. Okay. So here's a pretty tight, rough section with hurt zones, and then directly across from it is a health room that has been queued up. All right, that's pretty smart placement. I want to check out this one because this is finally that rocket launcher. I guess it's fun we've been collecting rockets all along because now we just have a big backlog built up, and that's fine. Blues are over here. So this is gonna be the real big way to go out, huh? Wasn't there another? This one? Yeah, this one. Because this is the one that had these new cells in it, and I do want those. Okay, now let's go out through this blue, because we've been out here, and it'll go that way, and it'll go that way, and this is like the way to go. Whoa, that's somewhere else. Whoa, where is that? That's going to be the way to leave, so show me this. This is going to be the way the other side wrapped around? That is the much shorter way that this side wrapped around. Okay. Okay, so that's just sort of a branching path to get you here. That's fine. I can handle y'all with this. Y'all are the tan ones, not the pink ones. Okay, different colored doors, so I'm going to assume that means that... Why'd you do that? Why'd you do it like that? Alright, just finish the wraparound. So then we... Alright, that kind of handled everybody. Okay. And anything... Nope, that was everything. Look at that, that fills that in. Okay. We've been everywhere. One last. Exit. Exit. Cool. That was extra simple. I do like a game. I do like a level that is working towards recreating and reimagining things. You know, I've said that with boy, that's a wild thing. Because I said that I said that a lot with Golden Souls, and I do want to play the newer Golden Souls. So I'm trying to keep that as an ace up the sleeve. You know what I'm saying? I do like a level that the gimmick of it is trying to recreate old things, either trying to recreate the layouts or the feeling of it or whatever. I love those kind of creative efforts. But the interesting question is, you know, he was recreating something that I don't know the original source material. So I have to take it as what it is, and I can't give it that evaluation of like, well, how well does it connect to the original? Yeah, I don't know. It's also just making me think like wow, how would I consider like Golden Souls and something like that if I did not know about a Mario 64 or, you know, a Yoshi story or something like that, you know? All right, let me switch it over. Let's do at least one more. I do want to check out this one. This one is called that, and it is the one that is here. Maybe we'll do that one afterwards. So this is Evil Core. Hey, we doing okay? There we go. Okay. Sometimes it takes a minute. Let's see how. This one, I already like the big skylight. I also don't necessarily know how the chronological release order. He doesn't have that specific details on these maps on the website, which, again, if you're watching this later on YouTube, the link will be below if you want to play any of these themselves, play the other ones I don't look at today. But this one was described as kind of like that quicksand level from Ancient Aliens, where it's fight arena, but then it's one space that keeps like expanding and changing to for each different like wave. So I'm curious about this one because I think it is most maybe familiar to other things that we have looked at. All right, where do I want to start here? Where do I want to start here? So I guess I'm getting those later. Can't reach that yet. Things are gonna unlock as we go. Who do I want to deal with? If I can get to 2 for here, that'd be a strong start. Or what if I got none? Because, okay. I hit something. Okay, that did this. Okay, and that was a walk trigger. Good, the button was a juke. I've had enough of y'all. They keep popping back up. Okay, so I should quit doing that. And these are refilling. Okay, so I should quit doing that. They're just pressure turrets. Okay. Do this. Run over here. Okay. Say hello to a new section. This. Okay. Danger close. I want to hit you. And there's the one on this side. I don't know which between the Kako Demon and these knights are actually like the scarier DPS threat, but I want to say Kakos move faster, and if nothing else, if they decide to move vertically. Oh, hey. All right. So again, it's not as elaborate as the other like expanding arenas levels that we've seen. It's more just like, hey, nooks and crannies that keep opening, but that's fine. Okay, give me that. Give me this, and I'll save right here while we're still invisible and completely kitted out. Give me that. Okay, so I need to hit that and run. What was that? Okay, that's just a squisher. So, you. Hit it and run, and then dodge those. Wait for the squisher. Cool. But then it also opened some stuff over here. Yeah, this definitely feels like this was intended to play way harder. Hello, okay, whoa, hello. Got some folks just showing up, huh? Fashionably late to the party. Okay, that's the one I don't like to touch. I gotta though, because something. There's a boy. Just put the damage on the big boy. While we have the chance to just stand in front of him and have that damage, like, guaranteed to land. Oh, it's running out, and that's bad. Oh, please fall down. Oh, good, he fell down. That's gonna be like something else, isn't it? Oops. Okay, so I do want to say, oh, hello. I do want to say that, like, for a level which is something that we have seen far more elaborate versions of, in other WADs and spaces and whatever, I do appreciate, that there is still like some unique feel. Like, yes, there's the sort of left-right symmetry, but adding this whole section over here, which is like not enough to be a whole room on its own, but with the stairs and the leap, and I don't know, just like this little bit, just to be like, yeah, no, there's some green rooms over here. The whole room is feeling more like asymmetrically interesting as the rooms open, because the rooms that are opening feel unique and different. Where was that switch that I was just looking at? It was on this side. Okay. I don't know if that... I don't think that is the next one to hit, but it's the next one that I'm hitting. There's the boy! Stop it with the thing that you've been doing, please. Now I should be able to keep you down for good. How about you? Okay. Quiet. Good. Wait. They might be limited, because this side hasn't respawned yet. But, okay. Let's hit this. And this is a... Okay, yep. Now the whole thing has opened up and we're leaving the room. Okay, okay, okay. I like this. I like this. Who? Somebody woke up and heard that. Somebody new. Somebody different. A horde of imps. How about that? And you know, I do like how spacious it makes this room feel now, actually. Oh, and what fell down was the back wall of those nooks. That's okay. What if it's not actually a nook? What if it's an exterior wall? Ow. And what if it turned from a nook into a door? That's okay. That's a really weird one, because like we think about it, and like if a window turns into a door, okay, that's not that bad. But like, or like if otherwise unused blank walls turn into a door, then you're like, okay, I guess. I love the decoration out there. I love that that's far enough out that it's in shadow. That's a really nice touch, actually. Need to capture this as a nice screen, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with that. But I love that turn. This thing is not the thing that you think it is. It continues to not be the thing that you think it is. Like window to door makes too much sense. Flat wall to door still kind of makes too much sense, because it's like too inverted. Just like this is conspicuously unused space. Oh, it was a secret door. Okay, that makes sense. But like if a staircase fell down to reveal a door, like you already had this idea of like, no, this piece of geometry has a function. It is here for a reason. I am using it. I have like a full definition of what it is. It has form, it has function, it has novelty, whatever already, right? And then that gets twisted, and like, actually this is going to collapse and there's a doorway behind it. Oh, stairs are door. Wall is door, I can get that. Window is door, I can get that. Stairs are door, this is new. Something that like... I don't know if I'm the only one who sort of thinks this way, but like, I'm kind of only curious about something until I understand its, you know, the sort of, like, what is this form? What is this function? It's like, I know something is making this happen, but what is that something? Or, I have this thing, what does it do? And as soon as you have both of those filled out, you're just like, I understand this now, and you put it aside. So, if you really, and this is something I'm going to have to put into a new level, and play with this idea. If you give something both of those, if you give it form and function, and get people to that point of just like, oh, I understand this, I'll stop thinking about it. That's going to be your really good juke of actually this thing that you thought you understood is something else now. But that's sort of like the meta question, the way to generalize it is, you know, I'm calling it once you understand form and function, but like what really is it that makes you what sort of causes the sort of completeness of thought that causes you to put it away? What actually needs to, what constitutes a like full understanding that makes you stop exploring something or questioning something? That's, if you can answer that, then you know, okay, then I can do this, and you can very consistently juke people with that, I feel. Okay, interesting. I love new ideas and considerations. I already pushed the button and then saved. That's usually the bad way to do it. It's okay, there's nobody else out here. I would have this teleport. No, that's just the end of it. Okay, that wasn't bad. That was if that was like a mini boss level, that wouldn't be bad. I didn't get all the items. That's fine. All right, I am gonna do one more, which I think is gonna make some sense here, and actually going to sort of roll on from that one. Because if that was the mini boss, and this one is pretty explicitly the boss. Bruce Springsteen is here? And then maybe we'll call it maybe we'll call it a day after that. Kind of a shorty today, but like I said, I streamed a bunch yesterday, and I got more coming at the end of this week, and I got a list of things I got to do before then, including greasing my chair, because I should do something about that. Especially because for certain segments, I will have a second mic on, which is actually more sensitive than this one, or picks up more room noise than this one. How about that? Let's switch back over. So this is Icon. To read the description from the webpage, my own version of the game's final level, the Icon of Sin, for Doom 2. The level is simple in design, and finding switches to flick should be easy. About halfway through, you'll race some slow platforms, so if you don't see anything happening, just wait. When you destroy the icon, you'll die, but still finish the level as long as you don't press any buttons. On the 2 highest difficulties, the icon will spawn twice as many enemies. So, I don't even really know. Wow, okay, yeah. So I kind of like this, the idea of, here is, you know, this is kind of interesting, right? Because the idea being like, here is a, we're going to jump you, here's something designed to jump you into the reimagining of a late game level. So here's like, from the jump, we want to pin the power and challenge curves, and, okay. Pinned curves. I don't know if I even used a quick save last game, but I feel better to have them. So here's just all the stuff, which, ooh, that's a gross place to start. I do need to do more with, and it's sort of gross, because especially in Doom, you see this a lot with the blood. But, like, it's because it's not quite narrative storytelling, but it's like we saw on the tower level 2 levels ago, where there was the bloody, there was a decoration on the wall, bloody, blood on the ground below him, but then the blood that trailed out, and sort of that idea. I'm thinking of like the like any vampire movie where they have to drain blood into channels to you know, evoke some greater being or whatever. And it's not totally environmental storytelling, but it is something to the effect of environmental elements that travel or trace along, or like environmental elements that have an effect on each other that isn't just you push the switch here and the door over there opens. Like that's like sort of like decorative. I don't even know how to like label it. I don't know how to put the concept into words. But the idea of like this sacrifice on the wall over here, this sacrifice on the wall over here bleeds, and then the blood ends up somewhere else. You know, like that connective elements. I gotta think about that. I don't even know where to start with that. Okay. Oh, hello. Right, that's a thing. Him spawns folks. What is behind there? Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait, that lowered this whole section. And then back up. Here. I don't... Oh. Why did it have to be you? Oh, please get hit by these. I want you to go away. That would be sort of an interesting, that'd be a pretty interesting mechanic to use just on, earlier levels. The, set just the pressure of I'm spawning new guys. You have to go fast, and it's not a big wave suddenly appearing, but it is oh, that looks like something. Okay, what is happening here? I need to just make physical room. Oh, he moved. So you're in here with me. Oh, hey, we're up here now. Okay. Okay, is that a jump or a shoot? That must be a jump of some kind. Boy, this ain't bad. This is like a lot of pressure. Okay. I'm gonna guess these are gonna like raise something, or is this drop those walls? I gotta get back over there. By leaping? Okay. This is, yeah, now I gotta hit that. I betcha. How am I feeling? Ooh. I'm feeling I needed armor. Uh-oh. What if I needed to hit both there, or if just one would be good? No, because I gotta hit that side too. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Zapped. I don't think I'm zorching these particular fools, but you know what I mean. Alright, backpacks, just here's some stuff. And each one of these switches is kind of checkpointing you and giving you some stuff back. Yeah, okay, those are raising, so I'm gonna clear some stuff out over here. Oh. Ah, yep, nope. Okay, here's one. And then this one's raising. Here we go. I guess that's the slow platforms the description was talking about. Oh, there's a lot going on now. Do I want to go down there? No. The idea that this is like a fight across a crevasse is pretty neat, actually. I like this a bunch. Okay, now I cleared those. Oh, boy. And also, like... Oh, no! Oh, is there a way out of this? Oh, no. Yes. Okay, I can deal with that. I hit this? I hit this. Okay. So now there's that weird strip of holes in the ground. Okay. You and me? We're going to deal with this now. Does it have an order that is spawning things in? Is it doing them randomly? Is it like actually like upping? Is there like a queue of monsters and it's trying to spawn them like in difficulty order? So I'm guessing those stairs are going to come up. And then we're going to go here. We got to run to the edge. And we got to come up. And this is going to line us up into the brain. Oh, and we run in? We're going to run into the brain. Oh, that's cool. And then we're deep here in the brain. And then it kills you, but you win. Okay. Hey, you know what? That was good. I don't think I even got to like finish saying what I was saying about it. Like that's the. Let me just, because I think we're actually going to be done for today anyway. No, I want to go to. Let's leave it on the screen. That was. I like the fact that it's fighting over crevasse. And like the different levels, and had really good like. It was an arena, but it felt like a very naturalistic arena. It felt like it felt like it was carved into the, or not even carved into the rock, but like it was eroded from the rock, and that was the arena that you were fighting in. Going back and forth across it, the height differences, the like sort of whole section elevators was doing a good job of breaking up line of sight. So that even though the space was filling in at such a rate that like you can't necessarily keep it clean, but you like that was a good pressure of it, and you kind of want to be going, and then does it make sense that they would like design a stairway so that you can run into the brain? Probably not. I don't think that makes sense. But the idea of like I want to say I did like skip through and play, the final level of Doom 2 at some point, and like you gotta like ride a platform up and shoot rockets across the arena into the brain, right? Like that's weird. That's kind of confusing. Again, it is a game that like never relied on asking you to like shoot switches, and shooting the end game switch is kind of like that. But like they wanted to be, oh, you're shooting the big face. But the idea of running into the brain and having this quiet moment, escaping the chaos of the arena, and being like, hey, you've done it. Now push the ending switch. Like I like that. I think that feels better. Just in terms of like excitement pacing, that feels better, I like the way that feels more. But yeah, the natural, the height elevation, all of the elements, the fact that you're like sort of like dropping doors, but at some points increasing cover. Like there was lots of good cover in that, and it wasn't just like waist high cover or whatever, but it was, here's a lot of like just broken sight lines. Wherever you go, there's going to be people, and like it's like okay, now I got to run back over to like this level of this side, and it's like, oh, it has been repopulated, but you don't necessarily deal with it until you get there. So it also sort of takes the pressure off you to try to clean it out, because you cannot sweep the whole place from one foothold. You kind of just have to like, it's like I could clean this foothold, but all that's doing is giving more time for the others to fill up even more. So it is kind of like, don't bother fighting, just go. Running into the brain is also a clearer thing. When you see that it is person-sized, you go into it rather than being like, okay, so do I try to press it, or do I shoot it, or do I... It's just like, no, run into the brain. And that breathing room of like, you got there, this is the button that finishes the game. That really is strong. As well as be like, that is better pacing as well as being clearer. I feel like that could have gone even longer if you wanted to make it like a wider space, like spend more time running back and forth hitting the switches. But even just the spacing of the switches, the idea, like, it was a lot of symmetry in that level, which that's one of the and I've talked about this before. I think it was back in Doomtober. I even linked to it. But like one of the Romero rules of thumb is where there is symmetry, eschew it. So the idea that one was so symmetrical in the switches was like, you could have done something about that maybe, but also the idea of just like, it's like, yeah, no, but we need symmetry because like you need to hit these two before the next phase. Or you need to do this whole half and then do that half. Like it helped it have the like multi-phase thing, because I forget how much I've mentioned this before. It might have come up in the Verdant Citadel episode last week, 2 weeks, last week I think. Yeah, last week. It might have come up there when I was talking about like making things novel and what do you do when your power curve is pinned. But like making bosses is hard. And in a game like Doom, and especially when you get to like, what was the real orange map that we played, where their like boss section was just, here is a dozen of all of the hardest enemies in the game, and 24 of each smaller enemy, and a hojillion of the weakest, just fodder. Like there is, and kind of smartly, right? Because like in this game, your boss enemy is the Cyber Demon, or Doom 2, I guess, would be the Spider Mastermind, whatever. But like the nature of how the enemies behave and what they do, like it's, and sort of like just being, DPS sponges and dealers, and it's about sight lines and things like that. So the idea that like your boss is somebody who's like every other enemy, but just the numbers are bigger, that's, by this point, it's kind of played out to never really be the good option, like almost no matter what game you look at, that's usually not a good option. But the idea of like, bosses have phases, bosses have they are harder because you have to sort of defeat them multiple times using different strategies. So when you have, actually, it's one of the few things I liked about Doom Eternal is when you fight that, the like mini cyber demon with tank legs, and it's like, okay, first you destroy the legs, and then you can destroy the arms, and they keep changing phases essentially, and they keep changing, they change behaviors, and you have to deal with them. You have to apply multiple solutions to the same enemy, and that's what makes them a boss. I think that was pretty smart, but that's not necessarily something you can do in this game. So the way this one dealt with it is, and I guess the original Icon of Sin level was kind of like this too, right? But just with some less clarity. But it is, you still do like an arena that has phases, and you say like, okay, it's hard, and we're going to build this pressure, and like maybe actually doing your phases gets hard. Like the first phase is you push this button, the last phase is you walk this maze like tightrope to push this button. That can be, but if that's all for one like challenge, then that is sort of how you make a boss. You really condense your challenges, and it's like, no, you have to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 without getting a break. Removing breaks to make a bunch of challenges one challenge is the other way to really like create a boss fight. Are you taking notes? There won't be a quiz, but I think it's good things to think about. But also, so in a game like Doom, and I think this kind of goes to my point when I was railing against Doom Eternal the other day. I forgot about that whole episode. That was something that happened. That was the last one, wasn't it? The idea that the boss isn't the enemy, but it is the sort of challenge, the sequence, the challenge of the sequence, and multiple solutions required, multiple challenges faced without a break. when it is navigating and hitting switches and just sort of like managing enemies while doing that, I think that kind of reinforces what I was saying, that like the nature of Doom as a game, the challenge isn't shooting the enemies, the challenge is managing the enemies while you're doing some, dungeon crawl, levers and traps ass navigating, like that is actually a challenge of it. So this one being every phase was finding and getting to different switches and raising different platforms. I think that is extremely fitting as a Doom boss, because like the challenge is that you have to do all of these switches and in the right order, and discover how this level is going to change and open up new pathways and new switches, while the monsters are this pressure to sort of like keep you moving and just being like, I gotta get this done before I get bitten to death. This music is real. I'm a big fan. It's weird when you just hear the music without all the gunshots and the running around and monsters. Did they ever do a Doom 2 remix album? I remember the Doom 1 remix album, but if I want to hear what their take on this was, oh boy. Yeah, that was a really good boss fight, and so again, like I like the way that Remar was approaching, like I feel like he sort of understands Doom as how I understand Doom, that it is about level. It's not necessarily about the challenge, and again, we play on easy, so there was maybe more monster challenger, but it's not about the shooting challenge, it is about the navigating challenge, and the monsters are a like resource pressure drain, which are resources being health and ammo, but sort of actual like challenge is the navigating the levels, and it's about having interesting levels, and like the level is it's like a Mega Man. The level is the novel part. It's not necessarily the weapons, it's not necessarily the enemies. Those are just like counterbalanced pressure mechanics. Those are your plates to spin while you explore the interesting thing, which is the level layout. And I feel like a boss room like we just saw means that he sort of agrees with that take on it. So I would love to see him do more levels like this, but he also made EG, and EG was amazing. And hey, go play EG. And while I'm at it, come by this weekend for the Extra Life stream that I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to go as in-depth in game design like I do on these streams. Probably not, because I'm going to be cycling things out a lot. I'm going to have co-hosts and stuff like that. But it's for charity. It's for a good cause. You should come by. And the reason I'm telling you about that is because I'm wrapping up this stream. And the other things that I say when I wrap up this stream is stay home, wear a mask, wash your hands a lot. Remember that, how is the way to put it? Neutrality isn't real, because if you have the opportunity to be neutral, that means you're not the one being oppressed. Raise the voices of those being oppressed, and the rule, the guideline that underlines all of these, that underwrites all of these, that is the sort of linking theme of all of these, is take care of one another. Hang in there. You're not the only one feeling it. Trust me. I'll see you next time. I'll see you this weekend. Come by this weekend. Take care, everybody.